Hello. I'd love to get your opinion on something that I've been wrestling with. So I'm going to unveil a few personal things. I usually keep most of my private life private, but this actually directly relates to Physionic, so here it goes. I'd like to discuss finances. I imagine that's not why you joined Physionic, but I promise it isn't a rebrand. I'd just like to get an idea of how people feel about something that I'm considering. So first, let me give you a bit of background on how things operate behind the scenes as you get some context on the second half of what I'm going to be talking about. I essentially work 3 jobs. I have my lab work, which is my priority for obvious reasons, and I get paid a student stipend, which is very little. Then I teach, which is volunteer. And the third is, well, obviously Physionic. Now, between all 3, I work 6 to 6.5 days a week, and I tend to be active in one form or another for 14 hours a day, 12 on the weekend day. Now, I absolutely love what I do, and I consider myself incredibly fortunate to A, have put myself in this position, and B, to have the support that I do. For example, you watching this really already helps. That said, while YouTube is free for us as viewers, unless you pay the premium features, the public videos that I release cost me, on average, about $300 per video as of this year. So you can do the math on how much I'm spending on video creation alone per month. That doesn't include a number of back-end expenses as well, nor the actual personal time investment. Ultimately, my point being that while it seems like I'm just a guy talking about what he loves and just throwing it up on the internet, I'm actually paying a hefty monetary price to be able to discuss what I love, because I expect high quality work out of myself. And the only way that I could release more public content at a higher quality was if I got help. So I hired a part-time editor. Additionally, the only way to grow on YouTube, or the only way that I want to grow, is through producing higher and higher quality work. But I'm actually happy to pay so thousands of people can watch for free. I'm thrilled to be able to put out my work and help people learn the intricacies of their body and how to dissect studies. Now, obviously, I can't afford to do any of this on my student stipend, so I've been reinvesting most of my YouTube ad revenue and insiders revenue into making better videos. Again, I'm thrilled to do it. I'm proud of my work, and the only way that I can maintain that pride is if I feel I'm putting my best foot forward. And don't worry, this video is not me asking for money, but to genuinely ask you for your opinion related to this topic. I'll get to the questions in just a minute. Over the last 2 years, but especially over the last year, I've been approached by hundreds of sponsorship opportunities, some of them by really large brands like Macrofactor and Lumen. Although I literally released a video saying that I don't think that Lumen's product is worth your money, they sent me 2 more requests afterwards, which I found really comical. And a tremendous amount of supplement companies have also reached out. Now, I don't even read the emails anymore. I literally just respond no thank you to all of them and move on with my day. So every day I get new ones. I don't even know what they are because I just don't read them. You can tell after the first sentence if it's a pitch, so it's just easy to pick out. Anyway, I also don't sell merchandise, and I don't sell my own products like supplements or foods or whatever else there is for various reasons, including I don't want to. However, I did start the Physionic Insiders about a year ago, for which I'm eternally thankful to everyone who's signed up. I genuinely try to make it a place of the highest quality service and education. I have, understandably, received some less than enthused, to put it mildly, comments from time to time about the fact that the Insiders exists or that it's too expensive. So I don't want to go down that road. I'll just state that I disagree for a multitude of reasons, with one being that if I can't make money, Physionic as a whole just doesn't exist because I can't take on the full workload anymore. It's simply just too much stress. And I'm proud of the work that I do for the Insiders as well. I'm constantly trying to improve there, just like I am here. So, where is this video actually leading us, Nick? Well, once I graduate, I'm going to lose a large chunk of my revenue. And I can't rely on YouTube to be a reliable source of ad revenue because, it just goes up and down like a roller coaster. Additionally, I expect my costs to actually increase substantially because, among other reasons, I want to increase the quality of the public content that I've been releasing and hopefully the frequency as well. So I'm looking for an alternative way to make enough to accomplish that goal. Yet I don't want to alienate more people. So here's what I'm considering. Sponsorships in videos. I've always outright rejected them for the same reason that I reject releasing my own products. They tie me to an incentive, which increases potential bias. I've always thought that if I'm tied to a product, let's say Molecule Z, for example, and I release a video saying Molecule Z works, then it immediately opens my attentions up to scrutiny. Also, if I promote a product based on studies, but then more data comes out that ends up changing my conclusions on said product, then it may look bad to backtrack. Or if I don't backtrack, that will also look bad, even if I genuinely believe that the data isn't firm enough to backtrack. There are a ton of reasons not to do it, but essentially they all hinge on one all-important factor: your trust in me. Another consideration of mine is that new subscribers, people who don't know me pre-sponsorships, will be more inclined to think that I'm biased, which, I mean, to a degree is always true. I am human after all. So I'd held off on this without so much as a thought, and the insiders was a way for me to keep myself afloat while keeping me independent of any particular company and influence. But the costs of Physionic, while still currently manageable, will eventually be hefty. I realize some people feel uncomfortable around the discussion of money, but there's a cost to everything. And I'm navigating the waters trying not to sell myself out, which would never happen. But the perception is at risk here. So here's where I would like your opinion, assuming that you want to give it. 1, how do you feel about sponsorships in general? 2, do you think that sponsorships on a health science brand ruins its reputation? 3, if you were new to just a channel in general and you saw sponsorship, would you feel that you can't trust that person? As of now, I'm still rejecting all sponsorship offers, and if I ever did one, I would be extremely selective. But even then, I'm afraid of putting my words behind someone else's product. I trust my own eyes and work completely, which makes this another level more difficult. If the feedback is strongly opposed, I'll try to find another way. But it just can't take up more time because I have no more of that to offer. If the feedback is positive, I may still never do it and try to find some alternatives. It just seems that this option would be a win across the board if it wouldn't cost you anymore. I create more public content to grow the channel and to serve you better, and I get to keep myself alive and hopefully a little bit better as well. So it's a pretty sweet deal, except for the whole you're a company shill aspect. Anyway, I wanted to get on here and ask you, just be open, start a dialogue. I'm going to try to pay attention to all the comments over the next 24, 48 hours as they come in, and let me know your thoughts. I really appreciate you watching.